segment 18 to 35. Anyway, we're going to go into all that detail. That's not why I'm posting this video. I have a couple of reasons for this video, and I will be brief. One, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported the office rebuild project. Your advice, your comments, your concern, your questions were incredibly valuable to me. I got no end of help and solutions to problems and suggestions from people. It was incredible. I'm going to be putting all the plans, all the information about what I did, timeline, budgets, the whole deal. That's all going to go up in a Production Dojo episode. I'm working on organizing that information now. Production Dojo is going to be moving full steam ahead in 2019, so I'm really looking forward to that. My new space is ready. My creative and business partner for that venture, his space is getting pretty much finished up. There's new editing computers in the mix here, so we're pretty much ready to go. So that's the desk in that project. I also wanted to take a second and let everybody who's been following my social media and asked me about my arm. I got a chance to go see Christian Massat over at Roses and Rebels today for, I think, my third appointment with respect to this tattoo. I've known Christian forever. He was a student at the dojo that I teach at. We were students together way back under Grandmaster Marchetti. He's just a fantastic guy. He's turned into a fantastic person. He, pardon me, Roses and Rebels is a fantastic shop, and if you're in Jersey or on the East Coast and you want to get a tattoo, I can't think of anywhere better for you to go. This arm is one of Christian's from way back, probably 10 or 11 years. And then this is my latest piece by him. I'll show that to you more when I can take the plastic off. But for right now, I just wanted to say thanks to Christian, let you guys know that that's what's going on there. And hopefully by Monday or so, I will be able to show you what that looks like after I've had a chance to wash it a couple times and sort of clean it up a little bit. So there's that. And then lastly, I'm going to assign you guys a little bit of homework. We've done this before. The response was pretty good. This time it's not more important to you. I mean, you decide how important it is, but it's going to be significant to what we are going to be talking about here for the next couple of months. In 2018, it's crystal clear that the content of mine that I most enjoyed making and that you guys most responded to watching was the sort of thinking about how to improve yourself as a person, how to better interact with the world around you, success strategies, explorations of ideas. We talked about stoicism, we talked about some other stuff, we talked a little bit about Rand. And we are going to continue that into 2019. Honestly, though, I'll do little updates about things like my tattoo, and I may jump on Facebook Live or something from a car and just sort of talk to you about my day. This is not really a life vlog channel. I don't think my life is that interesting. All the really interesting stuff that's happening is going to be happening in Production Dojo in that way. So what I do have here for you is that more personal content, that thought about how we can all move forward together, how we can, I'm going to get better in 2019. Hopefully you will find something in what I say that's valuable that will help you improve. We're going to talk about personality types a lot this year, but one of the side effects of mine is that I tend to, my ideas gel best when I'm preparing them or actually speaking them out loud, when I'm conveying my ideas to other people. It's literally one of the ways that I evaluate and solidify my ideas. Talking to you guys has been a fantastic gift that way. So we're going to do a lot more of that. And in that vein, I'm going to assign you this homework. Go read up, for those of you that don't know about it, about the Otis Loop. So OODA. And it was created by John Boyd, an Air Force, an airman who, sort of codified his thinking on this as he was talking about air combat strategy, as he was helping the Air Force sort of adapt to new technologies and new tactics as airplanes changed everything. Boyd was a brilliant guy, not just as a tactician, but as a thinker. And OTA stands for observe, orient, decide, and act. And obviously, in the context it was initially presented, it was in terms of warfighting, in terms of conflict. So observe, see the world around you. Orient really means understand and contextualize that information. Use what you've seen and build a picture of what's actually happening. And then decide is self-explanatory. How are you going to react to that world? And then act. Put your idea of how you're going to react into implementation. And you'll notice that this is a short cycle. We speak of it as a loop because one of the things that Boyd knew was that perfect information, perfect planning, perfect understanding eludes us all in any complex situation, in particular highly dynamic ones. So what you're going to do is make the best observation you can, get the best understanding you can, make the best plan that you can, and then you are going to implement that plan. But then instead of that plan like taking you perfectly to your goal, you have to circle back and see, what did that plan do to the world around you? The world is going to react. So you're back in observation mode. You're back in orientation mode, which is understanding what's happening. Basically evaluating the world in the context of what you just did. And then decide what's the next step I can take. Act. And you're going to loop through this again. And that sequence is the same whether you're talking about, doing the budget for a multi-million-dollar corporation, or whether you are talking about making boiling a can of soup. It seems fundamental because it is, but implementing it and consciously implementing it is a real interesting thing, and I want you guys to go ahead and take a look at it. In particular, I want you to think over the next couple of days as you watch YouTube videos on the topic, or go read Wikipedia articles, or go read blog articles. Certainly the OTA Loop has been featured in an arbitrary amount of self-help, leadership, management novels, and so on, management books. But I want you to think a little bit beyond the bare, most literal meaning of the word. So observe is information gathering, not just seeing with your eyeballs. Orientation, contextualizing, depending on what you're talking about, also has a context, right? So if I'm implementing the OTA Loop around a interpersonal or social situation, then one of the things that's part of orientation would be, say, tradition, social contract, the context I'm in, personal or professional. So that all fits in that realm. And then decision, again, self-explanatory, action, self-explanatory. I'm going to, over the next couple of days, assign you guys or give you links to information that talks about this that I think is particularly relevant, but I want you to spend a day or two finding sources on your own. And if you are familiar with the OTA Loop, go ahead and take a second and refamiliarize yourself with it. We're going to be talking about this in different ways and in different contexts, and I'm going to be using it in different ways over the next month or two. And I would love it if you guys were up to speed enough, if this is a new thing to you, to sort of come along for that journey. We're going to go into more depth in it in a future episode, but go ahead, start 2019 off right, and go do a little research on your own, and we will talk about it soon. Okay, this has gone on long enough. Love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks.